Boston and Orlando. Big Baby Davis coming off a buzzer beater in Game 4, and he played real well here. Stephon Marbury finds the Big Baby. This guy's got confidence, doesn't he?
It's incredible to me how much more confidence he has over the player that we saw even midway through the regular season.
Magic had the lead off the Rashard Lewis miss. There's Dwight Howard doing what he does, athleticism and then a dunk.
Cleaning up the mess, but again, you see the only Orlando Magic player in the paint is Dwight Howard. That's the way it usually is for them.
And then here, shot clock winding down, shot clock winding down. That ball just grazes the rim. Initially, the referee said shot clock violation. Doc says it hit the rim, and it did. Good call, right?
And it ends up in the hands of Kendrick Perkins, which means the Celtics get the ball with a reset. 23 seconds on the shot clock, only 36 in the game.
Ensuing possession. Good defense, the miss, and then the ball gets batted around. It ends up in the hands of the Celtics, which means you've got a foul. And then Dwight Howard gets the ball for the first time in basically 11 minutes, and they miss on purpose.
They inbound the ball to him down by 3. He hasn't touched the ball the entire fourth quarter. He shouldn't even have been on the court in that situation.
Because he's the guy typically that's not known as their best free throw shooter, and the guy that completely was forgotten they give to in a situation where you figure they'd be looking for threes. All the credit in the world goes to for Boston for the way they closed this game out. You see Paul Pierce was a board and 2 dimes shy of a triple-double, and as usual, it's the MVP with KG and Civilians that's the leader for the Celtics. Tough to overstate the fourth quarter when Stephon Marbury did the bulk of his good work, a guy who, frankly, in the series against Chicago looked like a guy who was terrified to even touch the basketball. And you see they end the game on a 17-3 run. I want to get to what Orlando didn't do momentarily. But, Tim, where did this sudden infusion of Stephon Marbury's confidence come from?
It was the kind of game that he needed those starters to be having. He needed to come in, and basically Doc Rivers said, Steph, go in and just make some plays. We don't care anymore, because in the first half, he wanted no part of the basketball either, but he came in at a time no one had it going. They're down 14 points, so he just went to work, hit a couple pull-up jumpers, hit a 3, got a 3-point play driving to the goal. It looked like the Steph that we knew from 5-6 years ago that could light people up.
So, again, full credit to Boston and what they did. But if you watch this game, Orlando spent the bulk of the last 6 minutes running isolation, high screen and roll, shot clock winding down, terrible shot. I mean, Van Gundy's talking about we decided to do this. Isn't he the coach? What was going on?
I really don't know what he's talking about. If you want to make an instructional video on how to destroy your chances at winning a championship, it was the last 6 minutes of this game. Orlando comes down. During that time, they've got 3 turnovers, 3 missed 3-pointers, 3 other shots that don't hit the rim, and give up 2 offensive rebounds at the other end. And by the way, the name I haven't mentioned in all of that, Dwight Howard did not touch the ball in the entire fourth quarter in the post until the inbounds play at the end of the game. We're down by 3 when Boston was just going to wrap him up and send him to the foul line. Stan Van Gundy talking about, I don't know why we were playing that way. You're the head coach. At some point, you've got to take a timeout and direct your point guard to get the ball to Dwight Howard in the post, play off of him, let him operate. They weren't going to double because they didn't want to give up threes. If he can't score one-on-one against Kendrick Perkins or Glenn Davis in the post, then he's not an all-star, and I think the guy is.
And Orlando's got to be sick. They're a Glenn Davis miss and a 14-point lead that they hold on to away from advancing to face LeBron James. They don't get it, so now Game 6, which you'll watch Thursday on ESPN, is a must-win for Orlando.